So, are you a weekend warrior, perhaps a wannabe race car driver, or just like me, an everyday driver who loves and enjoys feeling the performance of a sports car on the racetrack? Well, I'm here at Road America, one of the most interesting courses in America, and if you ever want to drive this, I had a chance to go out with one of the BMW instructors who taught me exactly how to drive this course, at least in one of these M3s and M4s. So if you want to see what it's like and you want to learn this racetrack, this video is for you. And that is coming up next. Look at that old M3. How glorious is that on the fast lane car? All right, guys, I'm about to ride along on one lap, actually 2 laps of Road America with our instructor, who's going to show us how to run this very difficult and very challenging course quickly in the new BMW M3. So if you're into road racing and if you want to know how to run this track fast, this is the man to do it. What's your name again?
Hey there, Matt Mullins.
Matt, and you're a BMW driving experience driver, right?
Yep, I'm a chief instructor at the Performance Center, and man, this is an awesome track, cool place to check out the M3 and M4.
I just did a lap with him driving the car, and you did such a good job in explaining that I wanted to show the folks what it's like to actually be with the instructor.
I now have pressure.
No pressure. No pressure.
All right, gentlemen behind me, so we're going to head out in just a second, so make sure you're buckled up. I'm going to go ahead and press that the M1 button on the steering wheel. If your car has heads-up display, it'll bring that up for you. And we're going to head out here momentarily, so make sure parking brake is off. Go ahead and select first gear, guys. And come on with me, we're going to roll on out here. Alright guys, so we're going to go out for 3 laps, and we'll sort of build a little bit of speed as we're going. This first part is very important, the way we exit pit lane and enter the racetrack. And you always want to do it the same way, whether it's today or anytime really. Coming out to turn 1 here at Road America, stay to the right side of the track all the way down to turn 1. Alright, there's no need to jump to that left lane. That is the braking zone for turn 1. That's where cars will be at speed, but as we're coming out the first time, hug that inside. Once we get to our apex though, we can use all the road coming out. So exit of turn 1. You see there's a lot of pavement, but some of it has got some pretty big rumble strips. We'll run over those some so you can feel them, but you want to try to stay off those guys. Coming to turn 3, we're on the brakes, down to 3rd gear, eyes into the corner, pretty basic right-hand turn, except the entry's downhill. So you lose efficiency in the braking zone. It's easy to release the brake too soon and get some understeer and miss that apex. Alright, you'll see a lot of corners like that on this track. Now this begins a very fast run from turn 3 down to turn 5. And as we come under the Sargento Bridge, guys, look way out ahead for a billboard. You should see it out ahead of me. It's black and white. That's our reference. We're headed straight toward it. And as we begin braking, we're on this left side of the road, braking in a dead straight line, but it's going to take us diagonally across to the entry for turn 5. So we end up over on the right, okay, but we want that good straight line. Down to 3rd gear, another big downhill braking zone. Okay, it gets worse, drops off more downhill through the braking zone. So brake no later than the 5, and actually a little earlier doesn't hurt. Here, a little brush of the brakes or squeeze of the brakes before the bridge, before we go over that little hump. Then off the brake, let the car sort of roll, smooth steering through the left-hander. We short shift to 4th and we set back up to the right side of the road to come through this. They they call it a bend. What is the guy here? Dr. Waddle said it's not really a turn, it's a bend. Looks more like a turn to me, but it's pretty fast, all right? Turn 7. Downhill, again, braking for turn 8. This is a pretty basic left-hander, but it sets us up for a really famous turn here called the carousel. So we're 3rd gear, upshift to 4th, and then sort of ease back to kind of a half throttle, medium throttle, maintenance. You want to be just inside the dark rubber you see here, so kind of middle of the track, maybe to the left third a little bit, but then eyes through the track corner. Here, turn your head, point your nose and chin through. You're looking for this apex. You're in the carousel for a really long time. Up the steering past that exit, and now we're coming to the kink. Little brakes early, back to some maintenance power, and you steer it in at the number 1 marker, and you got to turn it in, guys. You don't want to miss this apex. And then we're opening the steering coming out. Eyes way up ahead there. All right, what gets you in trouble at the kink is if you try to pinch off the exit, keep the car from going toward that outer edge of the road. And I'll talk more about it each time because it's that important. All right, the braking zone for Canada Corner. We're parallel with the left side of the road against the left edge. Hard brakes, straight line down to 3rd gear. Right, steering into the right-hander. And then this section is really cool. It flows from this right-hander. And if we get it right, one arc brings us right over to this right edge of the road. That sets up for these left-handers here. A couple left-handers. Alright, you can use some of this pit exit or that access road. Hard brakes down to 3rd. We're at the final corner, turn 14. So get those eyes in, head turn right. And this is a really cool feeling if you haven't been here. Up this big hill on the front stretch. Come on with me, we're going to pick the pace up a little bit, and we're going to run a couple more laps. Staying on the left side of the road on the front stretch, guys. And if you look at the H&R billboard there, that is our brake zone. Alright, so as we're passing that billboard on the brakes, so it's your braking point. Right, down to 4th, down to 3rd, eyes in, and steering it in through the corner. Run over a little bit of those rumble strips to feel them. You don't want to use too much of them because it can really upset the car, but a little bit of them is great. And on the brakes, 3rd gear, eyes in, smooth at the brake release so you don't miss the apex there in turn 3. Right under the bridge, guys, we're looking for the billboard way out ahead. Straight line, aim down for the braking zone. Good hard brakes, keeping up that brake pressure, because again, as we get downhill, you'll realize you did need to brake that early, right? This is one of those corners. It's easy to brake too late there. And squeeze the brakes here, eyes in, steer it into the left-hander, nice and smooth. On that power as you open the steering. Well, short shift to 4th, speed adjustment, and again it can really flow through turn 8 here, through turn 7, excuse me, through turn 7. Another downhill braking zone, so keep up that brake pressure, smooth and patient with the turn in. Short shift to 4th, adjust the speed. Eyes in, turn your head and look through the carousel and be patient because you're going to be here for a while. We're just maintaining this radius through. You would like to be able to clip that apex though just before we open up the steering. If the car is pushing wide through that carousel, you've got to ease off, adjust the speed to get it to turn back in. Through the kink, you got to turn in soon enough. Touch a little bit of that curbing. Open the steering. get you squared up. We'll show you that again next time. Again, guys, our braking reference is the H&R Springs billboard, so coming up to it. When you get there, find the brake pedal like you mean it. Turn 1, the braking zone drops off downhill right at the end. Okay, so don't release the brakes too early there.
Walkie-talkie in one hand, shifting the car with the other. He made it look so effortless.
Guys, thank you very much. We'll finish up with our lead arounds and then we'll open up the track for open lapping.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Will you ever take me on a hot lap in this?
Absolutely. I'd be more than happy to.
I'd love to do that with you.
I'd be happy to ride with you, take in a hot lap, anything you want.
As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Thanks for watching, and check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and reviews, and of course, real world reviews. Ciao.